Today is December 27th, 2020. We're gonna go a little farther out, not so close to my big old face. And yeah, day 2. We're gonna talk about yesterday. I told you how getting here, I was still kind of in a hazily confusion because, you know, everything's new. I'm figuring everything out on a new ship, new company, how things are being run, and I really didn't know what to say. I just spit out what I had. Today, I want to talk about how things are a little bit different. So, my last ship, we only had the officers union was AMO, and then the unlicensed union was SIU. So AMO is American Maritime Officers or something like that. Don't quote me on this stuff. I don't know these unions because I'm not in these unions. I just off the top of my head. But basically it's the officers for both deck and engine. And then SIU is unlicensed guys, unlicensed deck, unlicensed engine, and all of steward department. All of steward department is unlicensed. There are no officers in the steward department. For unlicensed deck and engine, it's ABs, OSs, oilers, wipers. So now here on this ship, there's 3 different unions. There's the MMP, which is mates, masters, and pilots, and that is for deck officers, mates, masters, pilots. So that's for the deck department, deck officers. Engine has MEBA, MEBA, which I believe is Marine Engineering Beneficial Association. And that is for the engine department's officers union. And then the unlicensed is SIU, Seafarers International Union. And the difference, again, my last ship was just AMO and SIU. And then it was a captain, chief mate, second mate, third mate, and then 3 ABs, a bosun, and 2 OSs. That was the deck department. The engine, they had the chief, the first, the second, the third, and 3 oilers. No wipers. The steward department, steward, cook, SA. So this is where things have changed up a little. On here, we have the captain, or the master, the chief mate, 1 second mate, 2 third mates, and then we have a radio officer. So right there, that's an extra third mate and a radio officer that the last company and ship that I was on did not have. We didn't have 2 third mates. And the difference there is the last ship I was on, the chief mate stood a bridge watch. On here, the chief mate does not stand a bridge watch. Because this ship is non-stop loading and unloading, the chief mate just takes care of cargo, security, and safety. So that's where the third mate comes in. The second mate stands a watch, and then the 2 third mates also stand watches to complete the full rotation. And then the radio officer, I don't even know, but we have a radio officer. Now also for the unlicensed side, there's the bosun, 2 AB maintenance guys, and 3 AB watchstanders. So different from my last ship, where the last ship had the bosun and 2 OSs and 3 AB watchstanders. And that really is just the company getting away with paying less for the crew. Technically the OSs were supposed to be STOSs. If you don't know the difference, look in the channel. I have the difference between OS versus STOS. Basically, an STOS can stand a watch. So on here, they have 2 AB maintenances, no OSs at all, and 3 AB watchstanders. The engine room is almost similar to my last ship, where you got the chief engineer, first assistant, second assistant, third assistant engineer, and then they have an electrician, which my last ship contracted for an electrician, and this ship, I don't know if he's contracted or with one of the unions. I think he's actually with one of the unions, but there's an electrician on here full-time because we do I think it's because we do a lot of reefer stuff, so we got the electrician on here. There is a QMed, QMED, which a QMed is basically just it's a qualified member of the engine department. It's a oiler who has upgraded his license or her license to be more than just an oiler. They're more competent at their job. They're not just for oiling and checking rounds. They're more competent at their job. And instead of a wiper, my last ship didn't even have wipers. On here, the engine department has a GUDE, or a GUDE, GDE, and a GUDE stands for General Utility Deck Engine. A GUDE can be swapped around in any spot. They can be used in deck, they can be used in engine, they can be used in the steward department. Typically on here, I believe the GUDE mostly works with the engine department, basically as a wiper, but during docking and non-docking, he helps us do the mooring lines. Steward department's pretty standard, steward, cook, and an SA. But that's the difference. There's already a step into the new world. Now on here, another little different thing. If you remember from yesterday's video, I told you how, because this is a local ship, the 2 other AB watchstanders, they live locally, so they stand their watches, and then once their 8 hours of watch is done, they actually go home and then come back the next day. Now that's a real nice convenience for being locally, a local ship on the dock, all that. For the officers, because we're not doing cargo or anything right now, and there really isn't any watch standing on the bridge, they don't need all the officers. Chief mate stays here no matter what, but there's the second mate and the 2 third mates. Well, get this, they actually got to go home for a couple days, and the MMP basically put out like little relief jobs for another mate, second, third mate, to come and fill in during the day and during the night. And there's 2 different ones. There's one that basically stands watch with me during the day, and there's one that comes in and stands watch at night. Now, they are not full-time positions on the ship. They're just here for this week that we're on the dock, while the second mate and the 2 third mates are at home. So that's pretty cool, being able that they're full-time, but since we're on the dock, they got a little relief job for over the weekend or for the week. My last ship, it was pretty standard of everyone on the ship was 4 months on and 4 months off. On here, because we're local, this is a standard contract ship. Things are completely ran differently on how people get relieved and come and go. From what I was told, the permanent contracts on here are actually a year long, and I'll try and explain that in tomorrow's video, because I've been asking around with the questions, and I've been reading some of the union books on it, so I'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow. I appreciate you guys watching tonight. I will see you. Oh, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. I'm out.